everyone, it's Jenny from Refresh Living, and today I'm going to be working on this dresser. I'm going to be using General Finishes gel stain to go over the drawers and then also do another coat on the top of the dresser as well. Gel stain works to actually go over previous surfaces. So if you put it on raw wood, it will obviously penetrate and stain the wood just like a normal stain would, but it can also go over something that's previously finished. So this has a clear coat on it. So I could have stripped it off and sanded it down to as much of the original wood finish as possible, and then I could have just used a regular stain over it. But this product allows me to stain right over this finish that's already intact, and then you'll still be able to see the wood grain through it. I've also used this on laminate floors on my stair treads, and it's worked pretty well. So it can be used on previously finished surfaces. You want to make sure that the surface you're going over is in good condition and intact, but this one was. It's a beautiful dresser, and I couldn't bear to just put paint all over it because the wood grain is so beautiful. So I'm going to show you some of the tricks to using this because it's definitely more finicky than regular stain, but it can give a really nice finish. So I'm almost done prepping these drawers for staining. You can see I've used painter's tape and then used an X-Acto knife to go around it to cover up the hardware. And then I've sanded it with 220 grit sandpaper, but then I go over it with really fine steel wool after that, just to prep the surface. Then I use a rag to wipe it clean. To apply the stain, you're going to need 2 rags. So one of the rags is going to be used to put the stain on, and the other one is going to be used to wipe the stain off to get a smooth, even finish. I love using my kids' old clothes that have tons of holes in them. This was a pair of pants that I just cut in half, so we reuse those a lot for rags because obviously after gel stain, which is oil-based, I throw the rags away. So the biggest trick I would say for applying gel stain would be to wipe it on in one layer, wipe it off, and then leave it alone. If you try to go back and touch it up, it's gonna actually take the old layer off. So it's better to just say, all right, I'm gonna do this first coat. It might not look perfect, but then I can go over it a second time after it's completely cured in 24 hours or more. All right, so I'm going to take some of the stain on my rag. It's pretty thick, much thicker than regular stain. And the trick here is to really try and go across the whole surface at once, like one sweeping motion. If you try to start in the middle, you're going to see that mark where it starts. So I'm going to do my best here to show you that technique. All right, so I'm putting on the layer. And then actually, all right, so here's where I've put on that layer, and then I'm just gonna go across it with my other rag. Take off that first coat. All right, so you can see here, it's obviously darker. You can still see the wood grain. I'm going to go over it one more time with a second coat after it's cured all the way, which will be tomorrow actually. But multiple light coats give a much better finish than trying to make it too dark to start. If you try to put on your layer too dark to start, it ends up really taking away some of that natural wood finish and just kind of becoming gloppy, and then it's hard to control it. So multiple light coats is what I found works best with gel stain.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to head on over to my blog, refreshliving.net, to check out a ton of other refinishing projects and DIY and upcycled creations.